Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. It's really surprising to see so much innovation at New York near Mount Sinai. Who knew? And to see all these familiar cases. I was telling, I didn't know if we're going to have 10 people or we're going to have 40 people. So I think it's a great to see so many faces and people who I didn't even know were really interested in innovation. And as I told our team here before, we don't know who we're going to get because innovation can crop up anywhere. Sometimes it's a busy clinician, sometimes it's a medical student. When I started with my first innovations, I was a resident, and I asked a few questions, and that turned into a company, and it turned into an invention. So you really don't know where it's going to crop up. And what we wanted to do with the iLABS, it's actually the first event, and it came out after Mount Sinai Innovation Partners, for a big group of them are here, and I encourage everybody to talk to them. We did a couple of talks at the Department of Ophthalmology, but they seemed a little devoid of pulse, so to speak. It was more one way. I didn't mean it in any bad way, but I felt we need to make that more interactive. And let's make it more, not just you talk to us or we showcase things, but let's make this more of a workshop where people who have ideas for different stages of the innovation cycle, they need help. And they say, do I look for resource within Mount Sinai? Do I look for resources within the New York area? And when I came here from San Francisco, I didn't know anything about the New area. And it turns out there is a lot happening at Mount Sinai. There's a lot happening in New York City, especially with the city committing to innovation. And guess what? There are people who actually know and they're being paid to know about it. So I really want to make sure that people interface with folks from Mount Sinai Innovation Partners, and then interface with each other, because some of those ideas can really help. You will see today we have a number of innovators and companies who will present. Some of them actually working competitively in the same space. So I think it's great to see different perspectives, talk to them, and I also encourage the companies themselves to talk to the catalysts. And the catalysts in the crowd are people who can either provide information about resources at Mount Sinai, resources in the local area, venture capital, intellectual property, the accelerator that we have. So there's a lot going on, and this is not supposed to be a one-time event. We hope to make this something we can do every 4 to 6 months, depending on how much interest there is. And for us, it's really to check the pulse today, to really see, is there an environment of innovation. I come from the Bay Area where I spent 20 years, and in the Bay Area there is a ton going on and so many resources. And I think the same thing seems to be happening here, but it's a little bit more discreet and it's a little bit more casual. And I think that we need to really bring that out. We have great talent at ophthalmology, and I think the only way to do it is really build an ecosystem. So the iLABS hopefully will be a place where we can come, share ideas. It's going to be a workshop, asking questions, and that's why we've made the presentations by the companies to be only 5 minutes. We don't want them to go out on a pitch, on a selling pitch. We want them to just tell us about the technology, about some of the challenges, what they're trying to do, and then let the networking afterwards really lead the discussion. So I want to thank everybody for putting a lot of work and recognize the Mount Sinai Innovation Partners team and Cynthia and everybody else who has been working tirelessly to put this together. They're actually filming it. so that's a lot of organization goes there. I want to thank Gautam for really stepping up and helping me put it together internally, and we've been starting to work on some innovative projects. And I want to thank you guys and the presenters and everybody who really put time to come here in the UN traffic and all the stuff that's happening in the city tonight. So with that, I want to pass it on to Gautam to just do to tee us off with a little quiz, ophthalmology innovation quiz. And he's going to tell you, so get your cell phones ready, because this will happen live, okay?
All right, just like Sean mentioned, we're just going to get the crowd a little warmed up here with some ophthalmology innovation trivia. So as you can read, hopefully on all the screens that's coming up, you guys can text to the phone number up at the top to make your vote for, in the year blank, Hermann von Helmholtz publicized his invention of the ophthalmoscope.
You have to wait until the...
Okay, 2 people have probably responded. Let's keep.
I thought texting was the...
Yeah, everybody knows how to text these days. All right, looks like we pretty much settled on 1850 and 1784. All right, so we're going to give you the answers at the end. Keep you.
That's a little tricky. So phacoemulsification, for maybe not everybody knows, is what we do currently, the technology we use for cataract surgery. So there are 4 million cataract surgeries in the US, and almost invariably 99% of the time in the US we use one technology called phacoemulsification. That was invented by Kellner, and he actually received a Presidential Medal of Honor for that innovation. So it's a really big deal. We've been using phacoemulsification for 50 years, so it's really fundamental to what we do. It was invented in one city, one of the 3.
Right, one of these 3. You'll find out at the end.
I'm not sure what to buy was 50 years ago.
Oh, you helped me the quiz.
Okay. Which of the following occurred in 1978? Very exciting.
I have no idea.
So, PRP, for those of you who don't know, it's a retina laser technique that's used for patients with diabetic retinopathy, sickle cell retinopathy. They've had occlusions of blood vessels in the eye, so various treatments for
You have to
that.
start it.
Is it not started? Oh, yeah. And IOL means intraocular lens implantation. So that's what we do in cataract surgery, is put a lens implant. No, which one is it? Is it the first IOL or the first foldable IOL? I don't know, that's what it seems like. We're going to have to find out at the end. And,
The first IOL is not foldable.
alright, so then Meyer-Schwickerath developed the first light coagulation device used on patients' retinas after drawing inspiration from one of these 4. We need some Jeopardy music. That'd be great.
It was this cat.
Yeah. Not even one person thinks it's his chair. Wow. All right, so pretty even mix there for the other 3. Okay, finally somebody pitched in.
It's the chairman.
All right, I think that's the last question. Oh, I'm wrong. Sorry, this is the last question. All right, first photographic image of the living retina was in which year?
That's before they used AI. Right?
Living, not dead retina. We don't like dead retina. But we do a lot with it sometimes. But all right. Seems like most everybody's thinking about 1909. All right. Well, thanks for participating. And I'm gonna stop. There it goes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna turn it over now to Cynthia.
Great.
Who's gonna introduce a few of the people that are here.
So just so you know, we're creating a cliffhanger here, so Gautam will only share the answers towards the end of the pitches. Cliffhanger. The next few moments, we'd like to share with you any resources around innovation that exist within Mount Sinai as well as in New York City. So if you're interested in starting technology or maybe a startup in the future, first step is really come talk to us at Innovation Partners, but the next slew of folks will also help in providing you with additional resources. All right, so first up is Felipe.
So first I'd like to thank Sean for the kind words to Mount Sinai Innovation Partners. So we serve as the interface between commercial entities and academic institution. I would say that half of our job is trying to understand what are the innovations that are occurring in the health system, protecting intellectual property, and then connecting with industry and partnering. When I joined, as Sean said, about New York City and San Francisco, I also came from the West Coast. When I joined Mount Sinai Innovation Partners about 7 years ago, we were 8 people. Fast forward 7 years, we are over 50 people. We have a team of business development, of which a lot of folks here from MSIP represent. We have transactional attorneys, we have our own IP attorneys team, we have alliance managers, we have a team of marketing folks. And essentially we are here to support you guys and trying to support the innovation ecosystem and translate them into products and services to benefit patients and society. Just trying to be brief and
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anthony Costa. I don't know most of you, most of the MSIP folks here that I do, but thank you to Sean, thank you to all of you at MSIP for organizing this. So I'll be super brief, and I apologize something happened to the formatting out of here, but I promise we're not hard to find. We're on the web and Twitter and whatever. I'm the director of Sinai BioDesign, and we are a early stage needs-driven device innovation group. We actually sit in the Department of Neurosurgery, although that should not scare you away. We do work on a lot of neurosurgery projects, but we also work on projects with people throughout the institution in many departments. So this early stage needs-driven approach is really motivated by people that come to us with an idea, and that idea can be a very early stage. Maybe there's not even an idea of how you could turn that into an invention or something that you want to move forward with, all the way to people who really just need help just getting into the next phase, or doing some additional prototyping. So we have project managers, designers, as well as engineers in the group. We also have a prototyping facility. It's up on the campus at Mount Sinai East on Madison, in the basement appropriately. And so we have 3D printers, we have CNC mills, we have laser cutters, we have all sorts of things that we can use to do sort of macro scale device engineering with you. And then we support the development of and reduction practice and sort of MVP creation to the extent that we can. And we also have relationships with people who are contract manufacturers and other people who can help you actually turn your device into a reality, which we've certainly done for a few people. And I hope that you can come visit us and talk to us, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to anybody on the team directly, and thanks very much.